Hello.
Exactly.
I saw the proposal from the last meeting to change this to biweekly. Was that I guess I was out of office at the time. Was that agreed
Mhm.
upon? Should I like make an adjustment to the schedule?
Yeah, I think we all agree. I think
Mm.
I think last week we didn't go, so so I think it's everyone just say, oh yeah, 2 weeks is fine, and this is the first time we met since 2 weeks ago.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there any message sent in Slack? I can also just send it out just for
Oh
awareness.
yeah, yeah, yes, please. But yeah,
Okay.
I didn't send a message to Slack because there are not a lot of folks who join the meetings.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I did try Kaito on GKE today. I think overall it works. Uh,
Okay.
but the no provisioning part doesn't work because there's no carpenter
Yeah,
on GKE. It's just
that's exactly
BYO.
what I was gonna ask. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like BYO nodes, like that has to be provisioned first.
Yeah. I have to provision node with GPUs and then do GPU operators to install a bunch of stuff and then install Kaito. And then,
Well,
yeah,
in their default experience, don't they have the driver and device plugin deployed or no?
they do, but it doesn't work because
Oh,
Jonathan has been working on this feature that allows GPU feature discovery, the daemon set to expose certain GPU metadata as node labels, and that requires certain components from the NVIDIA container toolkits, which AKS installs, but GKE doesn't.
huh.
So, so yeah, it's really weird. I have to skip
Wait,
the
what doesn't work exactly, and
oh
what
uh,
feature am I
yeah. Oh,
doing?
I was just talking about trying out Kaito on GKE
Uh,
instead of AKS, and I was just comparing uh, AKS versus GKE's way of installing NVIDIA drivers, the managed way. And
uh,
yeah, the GKE way, if you use the managed GPU driver, it doesn't install certain components that makes GPU feature discovery work. So I have to use a different path to install GPU driver
okay.
and some components in order for the GPU feature discovery work that you're doing to work on GKE. And then once I do that, I deploy Kaito workspace and then it started working again.
Hmm.
Oh,
It's really interesting that they don't install the container toolkit.
yeah, I guess it's not a strict requirement. As long as you have device plugin, you can just request GPUs and then it'll just inject all these like NVIDIA libraries to your containers. But
Huh.
uh, but yeah, like yeah, I summarized all the issues in a GitHub issues. So let me quickly paste
Oh
that.
yeah, thanks.
But yeah, that was the only topic I want to talk about here. And if there's no attendance, I think uh, we can skip this meeting as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is there like an auto scaling update thing? I don't know who added that.
Yeah, I just added that.
Auto scaling
Just
update.
because there was like a CRD change and then that would enable a different auto scaling mechanism. I also didn't catch up after like since 2 weeks back, so I can also check the issue that's tracking that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Andy was working on the auto scaling part, and I don't think there are a lot of updates for auto scaling, uh, as far as I know. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any milestone that it's targeting?
0.8.0.
Okay.
So, and I set the due date to like beginning of December. Maybe might have to push it a little bit to like middle of December
Hmm.
based on progress. But for all the stuff that me and Jonathan assign, I think we can definitely hit the due date. It's just uh up to whoever's working on auto scaling and the new CRD, which is I think Limbo and Andy,
Hmm.
maybe Qinghui.
Okay, I'll reach out to them directly, mainly just to like communicate that with users, at
Sure.
least on the upstream release. Otherwise, I guess going back to the GKE validation, there was I think it was a couple months ago, someone has suggested in Slack that we like recreate this scenario in the developer blog on Google, and he'd be able to help out with that. Um, so if we're doing the testing, can we also like include that scenario in the scope and just kind of
Um,
get Kaito onto their blog?
like the Google block.
Yeah.
Do we have any contacts from there or not?
Yeah, let me grab that link 1 second.
Oh yeah, I think that guy like reject
Redact. Yeah.
rejects. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I don't know if he's still working on Kaito or like he wants to work on Kaito because I haven't seen him for the past few meetings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can also reach out to him directly and ask. But
Okay. But yeah, it's a pattern I've seen where there are like certain GitHub issues where I tag good first issue and then there are actually external contributors trying to contribute.
uh-huh.
And
Ah,
once I assign to them, they would just stop
Oh
all
no.
the communications and yeah. So eventually I'll have to reassign to like someone who would work on them. So
That's tough.
yeah.
yeah.
I
Uh
mean, there's a lot of drive-by contributors.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
people just kind of trying to farm their GitHub.
Yeah.
Man.
Makes sense.
Sorry, I said it was Rudraksh. It wasn't. It was Shivai.
Oh, I see.
One of the contributors to KitOps, so I probably would be able to get a better answer from him. This is what he said. Oh, because it was the KitOps Cog and Kaito blog. So he said he could replicate a similar tutorial on GK apart from AKS, then publish this blog on Google Cloud DevRel.
I see.
I don't think the blog itself is too involved. Mainly would just get more eyes on the project, to be honest. But
Mhm.
I'll resend this here.
Sorry being late. So are we going to update our homepage, say this is going to be bi-weekly meetings? I'm guessing people just
Yeah,
didn't
I'm
know it.
gonna update that right after this.
And also, let me see, what is best way? So maybe in the Google Doc, we should also mention when is going to be next meeting. So
Hmm.
yeah.
And I'll also send it in Slack.
Yeah. So in the Google, so if people check the Google Doc, they know exactly when is going to be next meeting. Um, Yeah, only one thing. So I want to discuss. I don't know. So do you have any items to discuss, or sorry being late?
We
No.
talked about two things. Oh, go ahead, Ernest.
I said nothing in particular.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I have one thing is there is a CVE fix for the local sensor driver. I'm asking them to. So first of all, that the 0.2.6 has been released. I'm asking the CSI partner team to send a PR to Kaito to update the Kaito version. The questions here is whether we should have a patch release for this. So maybe we can consider have a patch release for only just one PR, which is a speed. What do you guys think?
yeah. I'm okay with that. I think
Okay.
we've done it before for 0.6.1.
Yeah.
So I don't see any problem.
Yeah, because that is going to affect every kind of ISO installation, unfortunately, because what happens was that Azure Linux has a miscommunication. They announced in their changelog saying this patch has been applied, but in fact it doesn't. I have no idea how this might happen, but it just happened. So
Mhm.
so it is confused all the consumers. Like the CSI team thinks they already have the fix, but they didn't. So they have to publish another new release to pick up the change.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
I
full
left the
day of,
con.
oh, go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just saying it makes sense to have a patch release since it's related to like addressing the vulnerability.
But what is it about? Sorry, I missed this. So
Oh,
what is
my
your
message?
yeah the kit ops contributor part? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this goes back to what the agenda of this meeting was. There were only two items. The first one was like validating on GKE. And the main thing that we just that Ernest called out is that like they don't have a carpenter like node auto provisioning solution. And also on their GPU nodes, it was like recognized that they don't deploy the NVIDIA container toolkit. So essentially the way to deploy KAITO and then have the GPU provisioning side of it handled is to skip the automatic like driver installation, then deploy the GPU operator and then deploy KAITO.
Yeah.
It's essentially that they prepare the GPU nodes in their default experience in a different way from how AKS does it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of I looped back to the Kit Ops contributor a few months back. He had seen this blog that we did in collaboration with those folks and offered to like once KAITO is tested on GKE to like recreate the solution on GKE and then he would help publicize it and get it onto Google's blog site and just get more eyes on KAITO as a project. Does that make sense?
Okay, sure. I have maybe a few updates. Maybe I want to discuss with you the auto scaling update. I can
Yeah.
give you a rough update on that. Is inference sets controller, the first version has been checking in. It is guarded by a feature gate. So if you enable that feature gate, you will have an inference set controller starts. And it has a very basic functionality, just basic scale up and scale down. No, nothing else. There's no upgrade so far. No. Uh, and the changes in the KAITO CADA plugin that also been changed to use the inference sets instead of workspace. So that PR has also been merged. So meaning that we can in the coming weeks we may work on having an integration test to make sure the entire auto scaling works with inference set. So that's the update from the auto scaling part. Any questions? Okay. The second part I want to talk at least the items is I'm proposing I talk with some maintainers, but I'm proposing to unify all the workloads in the KAITO workspace. Currently, for single node inference model, we are using a deployment. With multi-node inferences, we use Slave set. So I'm proposing we can just unify to use Slave set for all the workloads. One of the benefits is that we can make it as standard is we use local NVMe in everywhere. So even for single model, we can use local NVMe. And if we want to achieve that goal, we'd better unify the workload because the Slave sets has a built-in support for the PVC. And I feel that also will make our code cleaner, simpler in the controller. Do you guys have any opinions on this or agree or disagree?
No, I think it's gonna be cleaner. I think you mentioned it a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't have any objection.
Yeah, maybe I'm going to create an issue and see who's going to pick that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Is there a change to the user experience?
I wish I generally know, but unless you customer is exactly watching which workload we are using to run the inference server. But for the user facing, there's no API change, there's no CRD change, nothing. It's a purely implementation.
Okay.
So I don't know. Do you think it is a breaking change? So people used to see a deployment, and now it sees a slave set.
I think we have to handle the case where, you have a running workspace and you run Helm
Upgrade.
upgrades,
Yeah,
Yeah.
upgrade case. So that's the
right?
only thing we need to think about it.
Like, are we gonna like leave the deployment as is and then spin a separate
So
stateful
in
set,
general, we
or
just leave deployment as it. So in general, but
okay,
we need to check all the nuance or the details whether rows deployment can be deleted or yeah. But that's a very good question. Maybe
yeah,
during upgrade we are going to create two.
I think
Depends how we do the coding.
yeah, I think that's the
Yeah,
most important
yeah.
aspect. But I think other than that, if user upgrade Kaito and just deploy a new workspace, then they just see stateful set. I don't think they care too much. Yeah.
Yeah, the only part is the reconcile part. So make sure the old one is not. We are going to not reconcile and generate a new one. So it's for existing workspace, right? If you change the controller, if the controller reconcile for stable set, then hey, they didn't find a stable set, they will just create a new one, even though there is a deployment already. So that's something that we need to think about it more carefully. But overall, I think we should go with that direction. So it will make our um, PVC management easier. Code is going to be easier, and make the clear CSI dependency. It's going to be easier.
Is this just applicable to inference?
Say it again.
Or is this applicable to like all
Oh,
kind of
it's only
deployments?
inferences. For tunings, tuning is a job. It's different.
Yeah.
Tuning is a job. So it's all about the long running service. So it used to be. So we have two workload types currently: deployment and a stable set.
Mm-hmm.
So my proposal is unify this to just a single stable set.
Okay. And then, sorry, this might be a naive question for RAG engine
RAG engine is different. It's going to be deployment.
deployment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because RAG engine doesn't have a use case for stable set at all. RAG engine is a simple, simple single node service. There's no multi-node concept in RAG engine.
Yeah, for the embedding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything is a service, right? So the model inferences differences, we have something called a multi-node, multi-node inferences.
Yeah.
Which we have to use a stable set.
Okay. Makes sense to me.
Okay. The next part is I'm thinking maybe we should bring more discussion about the RAGs in this community meeting because I think we focus too much on the inference side. But we do have quite some works and design discussions or some thoughts we should discuss here with the RAG. Let me see. Maybe next time I should ask Brandon to join. So last time Brandon did a presentation, and we do like one decision that we were thinking and we are planning to do is we are going to abstract, not exactly abstract. We are going to create a Python client for the RAG engine service we are exposing, because so for the auto indexer controller that Brandon is working on, it needs to communicate with the RAG engine service. I feel those entire the auto indexer should be moved out of the core KAITO repo. Otherwise, the repo is going to be a giant Kubernetes-like repo, which is really, really hard to maintain. But in order to do that, to break the API dependency, we need to move the entire API client out. Well, we can keep it, but in general, we should define a layer. It's an API layer for any other controller to access our RAG engine service, which will make the other integration easier. So that's a decision. So if you notice, I even create KAITO RAG API repo to, I want to use that repo, just host the RAG engine Python API client. And we are going to move the entire auto indexer controller implementation to a separate repo to make the workspace repo concise and not bloat with too many features.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Next time, so I will try to bring those discussions in these meetings instead of some offline discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to expand the focus to RAG as well. Make sure Brandon and anyone else who's working on RAG now can add those topics into the agenda.
Yeah.
So we don't
Okay.
miss them either.
Let me see.
Oh, actually, so I had presented with someone from the GBB team at the Kong API Summit, and we highlighted RAG with the Kong AI gateway and like a whole use case there. So in testing, Steve pretty much brought up or reached out to Brandon directly in like a gap that he saw in the OpenAI compatible like endpoint, and then the pretty much retaining like enough metadata for the AI gateway. I'm just like describing it very briefly right now, but that was also a good way of doing like co-validation with our with different field teams and then getting the feedback like
Sorry,
back.
I don't know that. So do we have a problem? I'm not aware of a problem. So
He reached out to Brandon directly. It was just like a small thing
oh, okay.
persisting the metadata, but I think he's already addressed the change, so that was great. And then yeah, we had a lot of interest from that audience, so I kind of followed up with them on their plans for like RAG in the future.
Yeah, so the reason why I think RAG indexer is coming to very, I think it's going to be pretty important for the entire user experiences is so anything that in the end, if we make the controller stabilize, the the ultimate the difficult part is to maintain the data. So for anything,
Hmm.
right? So we already feel the pain in some of our internal dog fooding usage of the RAG, right? So that's the reason I think the entire auto indexer part can be enhanced, and it needs more careful design for how to make people to easy manage the data they want to index in the RAG. I see a lot of options, or I see a lot of directions. Like for instance, for now we only deal with static document and some Git options, some Git like data source. But definitely there are there are others data source that we can imagine. So yeah, maybe Sachi, maybe you can maybe let's all look at how Reg Engine Index is supposed to help here and see what other data source we should consider. So which can be something that you keep in mind when you talk to any users.
Yes. I do have to drop a bit early for another team meeting.
Okay. Yeah, that's all on my side. Honest?
No, I don't have anything because I think I kind of brought up, my testing on GKE with Kaito and just highlighted some minor issues in this
Oh,
issue.
have you done?
Yeah,
Have you done that?
yeah, yeah. I've done it this afternoon. It works on the BYO side, but obviously no auto provisioning won't work because there's no carpenter. Uh, but yeah, it's
Great.
just
Okay, I'm going to read
some
it carefully.
okay. But yeah, overall, I tested Jonathan's PR on GKE and it works. So it'll, no claims created, and it'll just pick whatever existing nodes there are.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye.